Whether it makes you laugh, cry, scream, or fly, there's a song for every emotion. We're Mike and Priya, and we talk about the songs that make up the soundtrack to your life, baby, because life is in the lyrics.
You know what would be fun is to
What?
create lyrics for that little intro
Oh, yeah?
jingle.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we should try to do that.
Okay, we'll figure that one out.
That would
We'll
be
add
fun.
that to the long list of things that we
things that
say
we-
we're going to do.
Yeah, and then never do.
Well, maybe.
98%.
We might.
It could be fun.
It could happen.
Anything could happen.
Stay tuned, little listeners.
Stay tuned and let's see. Maybe by episode 192.
Yeah. Okay.
We're actually on 93.
93, episode 93.
Yes, I had a few friends over last night. First, I should say hello, little listeners, and welcome back to the podcast.
Yes.
I'm Priya, and my co-host is my bestie Mike.
Your
and
co-host?
My co-host is my bestie Mike. I'm saying that like Borat. My wife. And we're back after a few weeks off for our little summer breaky.
That is true. This is summer break number 2.
Yes. We were on a break.
We were on a break, not a Ross and Rachel break.
Not that kind of a break.
No.
But maybe we saw other people.
Did you see other people?
I mean, I didn't record anything with any other
Okay.
people. Oh my God, look, he looked very upset about that.
Yeah, I would have been like, what? Cheat?
Yeah. Well,
Although maybe we should have done that.
seen other people?
Yeah, maybe instead of a 2-week break,
Uh-huh.
I go on vacation and you do some work finally.
Oh!
That's called rim shot.
We're not going to get into that.
Okay.
Okay, well, you might as well get your finger on the right button
Yeah.
because it's time for our new segment, sort of semi-new segment, which is called Banter and Bullshit.
All right, I
Yes.
love how you say that's our new segment. We've been doing this since episode 1.
Our newly named segment. I should be more specific. Our named segment.
Okay, so we're in episode 93.
Yeah.
At the time of recording.
Here we go. Mike's favorite phrase.
Yeah. Well, we're recording this for this week's episode, which is coming out on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And Priya, what makes this week special?
Is it the time? Is it our first recording of our sample episode when we got into this studio? Not the current studio that we now live in.
That's true.
I mean, not like hobbits or anything, but like our podcast exists in.
Mhm.
But when we were at your place of work and
Yeah.
tried our first to see like if this was a thing or not.
It is the anniversary of our first recording.
2-year anniversary.
Yes.
Wow.
2 years. 2 years I've been putting up with this banter and bullshit. Not putting up.
And 2 years later, he still doesn't know where my brother and his family live.
No, well, that was, let me tell you, I went back to that first episode because I was like, oh, I know we started recording around August, mid to late August.
Yeah.
And so I went back to all of our main recordings and then I listened to episode 1.
Okay.
And we did record our first episode that first week.
Oh, yeah, isn't that the one that went out? As
Yeah,
sort of
it
our
did.
Sample.
Yes, it did. Okay.
Episode?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's because I thought I'd go back,
Okay.
check out the date stamps on those recordings.
Right.
And then I thought I'd go back to our text exchanges
Okay.
and see what we talked about.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
So I went back and in our text exchange, I don't know if this is going to be that riveting, but I thought it
can't
was
wait to
really
see.
kind of cute. Okay, so you messaged saying, okay, I'll text when I'm en route. Did you get a chance to listen to the music samples? So that was in reference to you had sent a list
Yeah.
of these different songs that we were thinking about using
As our sort of intro music.
Yeah. You asked me that question. I said I have, blah, blah, blah. And I told you how to get to the building where our studio was that we used for
This
those
is
first.
a look behind the magic, folks.
Look behind the magic. I know it's
Pulling back the
riveting.
curtain.
It's riveting. And then you're like, okay, cool. We should think of a song that we want to use for our test episode.
Okay.
We could use.
Okay,
What
here we
song
go.
do you think it was?
Oh my God. It's going to be Taylor.
It is.
What song though?
Shake It Off.
Oh. Okay.
Yep, that's right. And then you say, I'm early. I say, come on up to the 3rd floor. You said, or I can air in the Libby. I said,
Yeah.
just come upstairs for fuck's sake.
Oh. That tracks.
So even then, we were still kind of saucy and
Yeah.
full of piss and vinegar
Yeah, you more
right at the
full
start.
Of the piss.
Yeah. And then, so those were all time stamped at 3:45 p.m. on August 28th.
Wow.
And then at 7:52, you messaged saying, "I feel pumped!" exclamation mark. And I responded with, "It was fun. It felt good to actually record."
Yeah.
So we had done all this kind of like thinking and
Uh-huh.
planning and sorting. And as I was looking through all of those texts and the number of back and forth with the different brand examples that we were working through and
Right.
testing, and so it was
Yeah.
kind of funny.
That
2
is
years
interesting.
ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And how long pre 2 years ago did it take me to convince you to get in the studio?
Oh, it was a long time.
Yeah.
We don't have a time
We don't have
stamp for that.
timestamps on
No.
that. Yeah.
But the other thing that's kind of interesting
Okay.
is that at that time, as I was listening to our first episode,
Uh-huh.
you also had a persistent cough.
It must be the summer thing.
I wonder if you have allergies.
And there it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's very annoying. I went to the doctor eventually
Mm-hmm.
because I was with a friend of mine at Terra overnight, and she said that a friend of hers had a similar cough that lasted a long time. And while she didn't feel sick otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
she eventually went to the doctor and discovered that she had some fluid in her lungs. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should go and get checked out. The doctor was like, oh, your vitals are amazing. Your lungs are clear. Your blood pressure's great, this and that. I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like a perfect human specimen, except for the fact that I've stopped working out again. But anyways, and she said, it's just a viral cough and it's going to take another 2 weeks or so to clear up. And I said, okay, well, can you give me something for it? And she goes, I'm going to give you a nasal spray. And I said, okay, so that'll help with the mucus? Sorry, folks.
Nice.
And she said, no, that's not going to help with the mucus. I was like, okay, so what's the
Nasal
spray
spray
for?
for?
Oh, that's going to help with the inflammation. And I'm in my head thinking, I don't recall mentioning any inflammation. What does this have to do with my cough? And I said, okay. And I said, well, is there anything you're going to give me for my cough and for mucus? And she goes, no, that's unfortunately, you're just going to have to wait it out. So now I'm doing a nasal spray for, I don't really actually know what it's doing.
Right.
And
Because maybe it's so that the doctor can bill the government for having
some-
prescribed
yeah.
something. I
Maybe.
don't know.
Was you going to prescribe me something for
Yeah,
cough suppressant?
Well, this riveting banter.
Yeah.
Shall we
Listen,
move on to?
No, we're not going to move
okay.
on. We're going to stay on this for a minute because it's very relatable.
Okay.
And people have to deal with this. And it's
Okay.
real life, Mike. Okay.
Okay, real life.
Real life. Okay.
Real life.
I just want to say something about the cough.
Yes, say it.
Do you know when this is going to be a little bit disgusting? But
Okay.
you know when the cough develops from a dry cough into a mucus cough and you're like, okay, good. This is when it's
God,
going to
really?
move
Okay.
along.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you cough and the mucus comes up, but it comes right to that part
Oh, Priya, that's so
where
gross.
it's either going to come up or go back down, and it
No.
never wants to come up. Yeah. But now it's starting to come out and it's like good, but gross. We can move on now.
You've been single for a long time, eh?
Okay, let's move on. I did
Why?
have some friends over last night,
Yeah.
and they were asking about the podcast.
Oh,
Nick
okay.
was actually like,
Oh,
Nick and Simon, where
mhm.
Simon was like, where's Mike? And I said,
Ah.
Mike didn't even respond to this invitation.
Yeah, I didn't get an invitation.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
It was while you were away.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got buried in your emails and then didn't even get looked
Sorry.
at. That's okay. Whatever. Anyway, so they were asking about you. And then Nick was saying, so how's the podcast going? And I said, it's going great. We've been off for a couple of weeks. We're recording tomorrow. And he's like, what episode number are you at? And I said, this will be 93. And everyone was like amazed by that.
They better be. You were hosting them at their house.
And feeding those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They had no choice but to say that. But
Yeah, exactly. Well, it is impressive. 93 episodes. Come on.
it is. Here we go. Let's just wait. Let's just wait while Mike figures out through the buttons.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could do that.
Yes. 93 episodes.
Do you know what I think I'm going to do? I feel like I'm going to record a bunch of sound effects on my phone
Mm-hmm.
and then see who can access the appropriate sound effect
Priya,
quicker.
the thing is, I can edit all that
I
pausing
know you
and everything
can.
out.
That's right.
So I
okay.
can make it sound like I did it right off the bat.
I know
If
you
just
can.
shut it.
I know you can. But that's a lie.
Okay, so other than coughing up
Sorry.
phlegm,
Yeah.
what were you doing on these 2 weeks other than coughing up phlegm and missing
Yeah.
me terribly?
just terribly. I actually, I did miss you. And then I didn't realize that you were out with Tracy and I
Yes.
did not realize that you were hanging out with those guys for the weeks.
Yeah. So Neil and Tracy,
Yeah.
shout out to episode 53, our first
Right.
anniversary special. They were our guests. Neil
Yeah.
and Tracy came up to the cottage and hung out for 5 days, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I have not hung out with Neil and Tracy for multiple days like that in years. So it was really nice to just be out, not distracted by city life and
Right.
having to
Just have
figure out you have to do stuff.
quality
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it was really good. My sister was there for a couple of days as well. My sister was a guest on episode 8.
Yes, she was.
Were we ready for it?
Yes.
And so, yeah, it really was a bit of a Life is in the Lyrics podcast
Reunion of sorts.
special guest
Amazing.
excursion or something like
The
that.
only person in that scenario who hasn't been on the podcast was your husband.
Yes, that's true.
Yes,
Yeah.
who is-
Well, I mean, he's certainly had a role in the podcast.
A behind
think
the scenes
It's behind the scenes, but also I think there was a couple
role
of
that
episodes.
was never requested.
Yeah. There was a time, I think, when we were recording, we had the door open to the studio and he was shouting something at us from the downstairs.
He's in, what would you call it? Like an uncredited producer.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would say, producer and contributor.
Yes,
you know.
definitely a contributor.
Well, I know you have very enthusiastic thoughts about him coming onto the
really
podcast
do.
and being a guest. And who knows? I'm trying to wear him down. We shall see.
We shall see.
We shall see.
We shall overcome, Mike. I think
We
eventually.
shall overcome.
That's a hymn, right?
No,
Or isn't
I
it?
thought it was from a movie.
Oh,
I don't know.
it sounds like it would be a hymn,
Yeah, it
not
does.
a her.
Wah, wah,
Do
wah.
we have that sound effect? We need that sound effect.
Oh, no, we don't. We don't. That's a
we should get that
pre-recording.
one.
The wah wah.
Yeah,
Let me just see. Do I have wah wah?
I think we do.
We do, but I don't think it's on here. No, I'll have to put that on there. And
Okay.
then maybe what I'll do is I'll reorganize these so that the
Yeah.
ones that we use on a regular basis are all on one
Right.
pad.
Yeah. Yeah. And then will you be able to read that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I love this
Uh,
positivity.
Okay, so yeah, I was away for 2 weeks at a
Yes.
cottage with some friends and
Yes.
family, and you were.
I was in the city working and doing my thing.
Yeah?
And having I honestly feel like this has been the best summer in a long, long time until the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Well, actually, so that sounds kind of like when you went away, but until recently because
because I was away. No,
because
I'm
you were
kidding.
away and because just because my mom is moving to Vietnam,
Not Taiwan.
not Taiwan, and that was supposed to happen at the end of September or early
Okay.
October,
Mhm.
and then it was announced just a few weeks ago that they're actually leaving September 1st. So that has thrown a wrench into a lot of things because they have a whole house of shit, 5 bathrooms, 5 bedrooms worth of stuff to get rid of. And anyways, it's just been
You running ragged.
I've been trying to stay out of it mostly, but
How's
now
that
I am.
working out for you?
It's not. It's now in the last few days I said, okay, I will try and sell some of the remaining furniture on Facebook. And that is just a friggin' exercise in frustration.
Yeah.
The first question everyone asks,
Is this still available?
why do you ask that?
Yeah.
Why do you ask that stupid question?
But is that not a default?
It is.
Okay.
But if you're asking a question about it, other than first of all, why would you ask that? Because if the post is up 99.9% of the time,
You would think it's still available.
it's still available. But if you have another question, that is such a basic question. It's my equivalent, I have thought, of when you're on a dating app and you match with someone and they just say, hey,
Oh, yeah.
this is a non-starter.
Yeah.
So anyways, it has been a lot of stress and I
So
am
hold
trying
on.
to cope.
Take a breather. It's just find your namaste. I don't know what namaste means, but find it. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you have not sold any photo albums of you.
No,
What did you find?
I have some stuff, Mike.
Okay.
And we're gonna go through that one day. I think we should go through these things and find what we wanna let the world see and what we just want to have giggles at.
Okay. Let's say you bring some of that stuff over here
Okay.
next time we record.
I'll do that.
Okay.
That's going to be a fun time. That I did have a good time looking through those and just seeing my monstrous smile. Monstrous.
Oh, I
Oh,
can't wait
she
to
was such
share
a
all of
cute
that
little
with our little
monster.
listeners.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Lady Gaga would be proud of that
Yeah.
little monster. So that's really what I've been up to, hanging out, seeing friends, and then slowly going crazy and losing my sanity,
Yeah.
which will continue for the next week and some days until September 1st.
Oh, God, little listeners, stay tuned. You're going to hear a totally different kind of Priya in 3 episodes.
Okay. Mike, how was the cottage other than the fact that you saw all these great people?
Yeah. It was very relaxing. It was so because the cottage is on an island on a fairly small lake. I mean, it's a bigger small lake. It's not like Muskoka, super busy with tons of boats and jet skis and that sort
Okay.
of thing. Quite quiet,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest. And it's on an island, so really you got to have all your shit
Right.
and be organized.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a 20-minute kayak from the island to the mainland. So if you
Okay.
need something, I don't have a boating license, so I can't drive the boat.
How's Riva on the kayak?
Riva is amazing. I have some cute videos, so we can post some of
Cutie.
that too.
Mhm.
It's a 3-kilometer swim around the island. So a couple of times I would get in the kayak. Don would swim around the island because he's a swimmer.
Mhm.
Riva would swim for part of the way, and then I'd put her in the kayak with me. And I read 4 books. I read The
wow.
Thornbirds.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever read that book?
I haven't read it, but I saw the miniseries.
The miniseries.
Mhm.
Okay.
Richard
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain.
Yes. I brought some books, just like cheesy, gay
Yeah.
fiction books and like love story sort of
Right.
stuff. Kind of got into
Beach
that
reads.
with total beach reads. And I ran out of books to read. So my
Oh.
sister-in-law recommended, or maybe Dawn did, I don't know. Somebody recommended The Thornbirds because it was in the cottage. There's a bunch of books. So I thought, okay, well, I'll read that. I could not put that book down.
It was
It's so
quite
good.
the miniseries. Okay, I might read that book.
You should read the book. It's really good.
It's
Yeah.
a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
It's a
read it in
tome.
like 3 days, 4 days. Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. I could not put it down. It was like a gripper.
You know, the idea of just having that kind of time to
Yes.
just read a massive book in 3 days, that sounds heavenly.
It was. And because it's quite remote, there was like satellite Wi-Fi service, which was pretty reliable,
Right?
but the cell service was terrible.
Right.
And
What
it
a
just
treat.
it just kind of forced the disconnecting
Mm-hmm.
mentality.
Yeah.
Then you're out the dock, you're kayaking, you're napping, reading, eating, lots of eating.
Of course.
Yeah.
Lots of drinking. How many gin and dubonnaise do you think you had, Mike?
Actually, I didn't have many gin and dubonnaise, but I did
Oh.
have a lot of beer and
Okay.
wine. Now, the other thing about the cottage is that Riva loves to swim.
She looks very trim.
She lost a lot of weight. She always loses weight when we're up there for a
Aw.
couple of weeks because she just she'll swim for like 6 to 8 hours a day. It's insane. We have to pull her out of the lake.
Wow.
Yeah. And she runs down to the dock and she flings herself off the
That
dock.
is adorable.
So I have a couple of videos of that. We can post one of those.
Meanwhile, Kaya's reaction to water is she likes to walk up to it and then like bite it.
Oh,
She
yeah.
bites it. She bites it. She kind of like attacks it and then she runs away from it.
Okay. So Riva does the water biting too. She'll jump off and then she splashes with her front paws and she tries to bite
While she's in the water.
splashing. Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like Kaya just goes on the
On the
shore.
The shore, yeah.
and bites it. Like,
Yeah.
how dare you come up to me? I get you. I get
Oh,
you. And then
that's
she
cute.
runs away.
Do you have any videos of that?
I do.
Okay, then we can do like
that'll
a
be fun.
doggy water video compilation.
We should do that.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Riveting stuff.
Riveting
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Always, little listeners.
So it was really nice. Loved it. I've been back at work for a week, and it does still feel a bit like I'm in vacation mode.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly easing back into city work mode.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Keep that
So-
mentality.
But it is nice to be back. I've been looking forward to us recording because we have this thing where, every week we get together, we
Yes.
do this. And
know.
I've been feeling that's been missing. So,
It's funny you mention that because so we had an event. Like I am on the board of the Toronto Vegetarian Association, and so I manage all the events, plan and manage all the events, which is super fun because I love hosting, as you know, and so planning events that I would find fun is so enjoyable for me. So we had this sunset social with a brand called Better Brie, And so she does a plant-based brie. And at that event, I was chatting with one of the guests. And I don't know how this came up, but she was talking about how her daughters are like 17, 18,
Mm-hmm.
and they're very, like, they don't even care about boys anymore. They're very like, if he doesn't treat me properly, they know, like they have very strong boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just saying, yeah, like, and I feel like my generation took until my age to get to that place.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just, it's like, just find your own happiness, make your own happiness. You got to find hobbies. And I was talking about how this podcast has been so key to creating happiness. And she was like, yeah, absolutely. Everyone needs like a real hobby
Mm-hmm.
because
true.
I don't know, you just can't expect joy to come from outside.
No, absolutely.
If you can't find joy within yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you are never going to find it from other people.
That is so true.
Sage words.
There we go. Preach.
Preach, sister, preach.
Preach.
Okay, folks. So, should we get on with this goddamn episode where we actually do have a topic?
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you that
Why do you say actually do have a topic? We always have topics.
I don't know why I said that.
Oh,
I guess just because we've been chatting for almost a half an hour now and we haven't gotten to it.
okay.
But
yeah.
that's what happens with bullshit and banter.
It is. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like we've gone 40 minutes
Yeah.
without getting into any of the actual topic.
That's okay.
That's
I'm
okay.
fine with that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Who makes the rules?
We do.
We do.
That's right.
That's right. Okay. Now, I had come up with this topic that I
Mhm.
suggested to you
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 days ago based on several things that have happened with my friends and myself. And then last night at my dinner party, one of my guests was talking about this theme in a professional
Oh.
situation. So I
Okay.
thought it was really interesting and very timely because I think most people can identify with it. By the way, Mike, you haven't asked me about the scribe. Do you want to ask me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, that was coming up
Okay.
because why don't you tell our little listeners what the theme is?
No.
And then,
Why don't you ask me about the scribe?
okay. Okay. Priya,
Yes.
any updates about the scribe?
Oh, right. The scribe. You know what, Mike?
What?
I think he died.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least he's become a ghost. And
No.
thus, the topic for today. Not
Okay.
only that ghosting, but my my roommate, I was going to say partner.
Oh.
Fuck's sakes, that came
Yeah.
out. She got pretty much ghosted, but broken up by text.
Yeah.
And then other friends of mine were just saying how often they have been ghosted.
Mhm.
And last night, my friend Bryn, she was talking about how she had been interviewing for various jobs over the spring, and she had 3 interviews with one of the big banks,
Mm.
and she had even gone so far as to present a 1-hour, do a case study in
Mhm.
front of like high level staff, and they never responded after that.
Really?
They didn't even give her a basic form email to say thank you for coming in. We've found another candidate or anything. Nothing.
Wow.
Crickets. Play them crickets, Mike. She was so pissed off. Rightfully so. And so that is the theme of
That
this
is the
week's
theme.
episode.
Okay. When you had suggested this theme,
Mm.
I did have an inkling, a
Yeah.
spidey sense that this might have something to do with the scribe.
Yes.
I figured that was like a foreshadowing into the update of what's happening with the scribe or
Yeah.
not
And
happening.
you know what? That was just so infuriating because he had been such a gentleman the whole time. And because if you don't want to hang out anymore, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to die.
Mm-hmm.
I was not looking for a serious commitment or anything, but just have the balls to just send a text even, because we weren't, unlike my friend who was kind of in a relationship with that guy and they had made plans for the future. We were just enjoying one another's company.
Right.
So all you had to do was say, you know what? I'm just back from vacation and I think, I've enjoyed spending time with you, but I think I'm going to move on
Oh, right. Because he went away
for 2 weeks. Yeah.
for 2 weeks. Right.
But after he let me know he was going on that spontaneous trip, disappeared.
So you haven't heard from him at all?
Nope.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
And it's just like, how has this become acceptable?
Yeah. Well, that's
Anyways.
unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that because it seemed like a really fun
It was.
summer fling that was happening.
And it still was. And I'm removed enough from it where I can be like, I had a great time. and he will just be a blip
Mm,
in my story. Just like I said to other friends who've gone through this, I'm like, they're just a blip in your story.
hmm
So take the positive from it. You're never going to get the closure. You're never going to get the, why didn't you have the courtesy
Right.
to just be decent?
Do you know if he came back from his vacation?
I mean, I would assume so. I don't know.
So it could be that he died.
It could be.
Good Lord.
My spidey sense tells me that it was his OCD, maybe, that started to. I don't know, because I just cannot see another reason in the way he had behaved the entire time
Mm,
for all of a sudden just zero contact.
yeah.
But who knows? Maybe it
Have
was
you
just
ever
conflict
ghosted
avoidance.
somebody?
Never.
You've never ghosted somebody.
Never someone that I have actually had any kind of a connection with. Sure, if I've been on a date with somebody or if I've had some conversations online that never progressed,
Mhm.
like on the dating apps, that happens all the time.
You
You
just,
start a chat and it just doesn't go anywhere.
right.
That's fine. But actually, even when I've gone on a couple of dates with people, I will always just send a text saying, it was really lovely to meet you. I just don't think
Right.
this is going to go anywhere. So,
Mm,
but no, I'm not the type who would just, especially after you've been seeing somebody for a while,
Yeah.
like I think it was maybe 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever. I wouldn't. It's just not my style.
mm-hmm.
Have you ever ghosted anyone? Oh boy!
I have. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who and when?
When I first moved to Toronto, one of the things, well, you were basically the only person, you and your ex were the only people that I actually knew in Toronto when I moved here. But I was trying to make friends and I was trying to find that friend group.
Yeah.
And I met this group of guys, and I don't even remember how I met them. And the one guy, nice guy, he took quite a liking to me. And I didn't see him that way.
Like a romantic liking.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. He was kind of possessive of me.
Right.
And within that friend group that he had,
Yeah.
I was trying to meet people and I would have liked to have found somebody to date, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was not my type. And we would hang out.
Like on a regular basis, you'd hang out?
Yeah, we'd hang out on a regular basis, go to his apartment, we'd all go out together, a group of us,
Okay.
that sort of thing. But he would kind of, the term I believe is cock block.
Oh.
So if we were out and if I was talking with somebody,
Yeah.
he would kind of like interject and give the impression that we were more than something than just
Right.
friends. And that was starting to make me feel uncomfortable. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, I don't know. Like I tried to have conversations with him about it. And then I remember one Christmas, he gave me a framed photo of himself. And I was like, okay, this is
what?
totally weird. Like,
That is weird. Not even of the two of you together
no, just him. Yeah.
to put on your desk at work?
I know.
Oh my God.
That's why I was like, okay, I'm not just
Imagining it.
imagining that this is happening. Like this seems a bit kind of like we're not boyfriends,
Yeah.
So then I just stopped answering his calls.
Right.
And so he called a couple of times and I just didn't answer back. And then he left me a very irate message on the last message that I got. And, he was upset and rightfully so. I didn't have the, balls to just try and end it
Right.
and say to him, look,
Mm-hmm.
whatever I would have said, I just felt like it would have been easier to just not say anything at all.
And I think that is a very common thing. So I did do some Mike-esque deep research this week.
Oh, okay.
I Googled. And so when the Thriving Center of Psychology surveyed millennials and Gen Zers about ghosting, 56% said they ghost in order to avoid confrontation.
Yeah.
And 86% said they felt relieved after ghosting.
Mm-hmm.
Did you are you in that 86%?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely in the 80,
Yeah.
86. Yeah.
I get that, because in that situation, it's a little, I don't know. It's weird because you have developed a relationship with someone that it is a relationship of sorts, right?
Yeah.
It's not just we've been friends for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So to leave that is awkward.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like that relationship maybe deserves more of a hi, you know what, just not working for me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
What makes that so hard?
I think the circumstances definitely are a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like my recollection of what happened in that particular situation was I had tried, and maybe I wasn't clear enough,
Mm-hmm.
but I had tried to clarify that we're not a couple,
Mm-hmm.
we're not dating,
Mm-hmm.
we're friends. Some of this behavior's uncomfortable,
Right.
and maybe I should have used more of that language
Uh-huh.
because I don't recall using the word uncomfortable, but I mean, this was also 20 years ago.
Right.
But yeah, I think I could have maybe been a little clearer. Maybe that was it. But I think it was pretty clear when I stopped answering his calls. That was also
Yeah.
another way of being clear.
I think that's the most clear you can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to back up and say that I guess I have ghosted
Oh, okay.
because the friend that I've recently
Back that
reconnected
truck
with,
up.
yeah, back that truck up.
Mhm.
Beep, beep, beep. We sort of, I guess, mutually ghosted in terms of we just kind of lost touch.
But is that ghosting?
I
Like, what is ghosting? What's the definition
so
of ghosting?
here is something. I guess that's not. I mean, I guess it's a form of ghosting because there seem to be different types of ghosting. But that is sort of like because neither of you are being in touch, so you are ghosting. It's just mutual.
I don't know. Is that really? Is that ghosting?
Because I feel like that has happened with a few. I'm trying to see a couple or a few. It has happened with other friendships throughout my life where you just sort of stop hanging out.
Right. But okay, so just my quick Google
Yes.
define ghosting. Ghosting is the act of ending all communication with someone suddenly and without explanation. The person simply stops answering texts, calls, or messages and vanishes like a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
So the first sentence of that definition would satisfy what
Right.
you had just said,
Mm-hmm.
ending all communication. But I think it's the second sentence that really puts it into context.
Right.
It's about ending the responding. So one of the parties need to be making the effort to connect,
Right.
and the other party is intentionally not
Yeah. And
connecting.
I honestly don't recall how that eventually sort of trickled into nothingness.
Mm. I think that happens naturally, though,
It
and
does.
like in lots of different relationships, they ebb and flow, and
Mm-hmm.
you're especially when you're at different place in your life and you're going through different things, and you might feel like you have less in common as as the relationship moves forward, and
Yeah.
you both evolve as different people. And you've said, if this is the relationship that I'm thinking about, you've said that their life was going in a different direction than
Mhm.
yours, and you didn't feel like you had that much in common
Right.
anymore. Yeah.
Mhm.
Was that
And
the
that's
same one?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's happened actually now that I think about it with several
Oh,
again,
yeah.
maybe
There's
not
our
several.
friend, our mutual friend that we work together with.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
And then it does. I guess that does sort of just happen naturally. Like
Mhm.
friendships kind of can be very intense for a very long time, for years, and then just sort of
Yeah.
people go in different paths.
Well, even your ex. And I talked about this
I
on a
know.
previous episode. Dawn had asked me about how I felt about
Right.
the ending of that relationship. And I was like, I actually don't think I've ever really reflected a lot
Mhm,
on it.
mhm.
And in this conversation right now, I don't even remember how
That
that
ended.
ended. Like,
Uh-huh.
I remember going for lunch, and then I don't remember anything after that. I don't remember there being any sort of definitive, okay, have a good life,
Like going
or
for lunch after our breakup,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then that was the last time you guys.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I did, and I had been thinking about that when you talked about that in that episode several episodes ago. I was like, I hope you're not reaching out to him for my sake.
No,
Okay.
no.
Because when you were talking about it, it seemed to be bringing you some, like pain of having about the loss of that friendship.
Oh, Yeah, and I wouldn't say pain, but yeah, I think it was just more. I hadn't really thought about it, and
Mm.
Dawn prompting me to think about it with
Yeah.
these questions had me thinking, "Oh yeah." But I've talked. I think I've talked about this before for a long time, and again, I have a husband, and we have a really good relationship. So this is what I'm about to say is separate from that
Hmm.
kind of relationship. I've been craving a close friend,
Right.
male friend,
Hmm.
for a long time. And I think it's been probably since your ex
That
and I
right.
stopped communicating.
Hmm.
And I hadn't really thought about like when I started craving like the need for this.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think it's just, stuff bubbles up at
Yeah.
different
I just
stages.
wanted
But
you to know that if that was the reason, like by no means would
no,
I
no.
hold it against you at all
No,
if you
no, no,
wanted to
no.
reconnect.
No, no. And I had connected with him around 2012
Hmm.
because for a work related thing. But yeah.
Okay.
But no, I think again, that's just an example. People grow apart and
Yeah.
you can't go back to holding on to something like we were different people when we
Right.
were really close. And I think that's also part of the nature of how relationships evolve. Like you
Hmm.
either grow together, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you grow in exactly the same way,
Hmm.
but as you're growing and they're growing, there's a mutual maybe appreciation for how the other is evolving and
Right.
what their interests are, that sort of thing. Yeah. And sometimes that doesn't happen.
It's a strange thing to go through life, like the friendships that come and go
Yeah.
when you think back on it,
Yes.
and the
Yeah.
relationships, romantic relationships too. Like even if they're short but intense, or whether they lasted like a year, like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes just the loss of those relationships is more of a. It's just a question. It's like, but how and why
Mm-hmm.
did it have to end like that?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think that is something that I can say now at my age. It's
Mm.
not, like, I don't know, like we've talked about this so many times, like when you get past a certain age, it's kind of like the drama is not so much of interest anymore.
Yeah.
And you just stop giving a shit so much about
Mm-hmm.
things. So in some ways, that makes you a better person because you're like, I don't need to just ghost or something anymore. Like I have the ability to now just say,
Mm.
and not be afraid of saying that, you know what, I've outgrown this,
Mm.
or it was really nice to meet you. I'm going to move on, like,
Right.
and
Right.
and just in a very succinct way. And that actually, interestingly enough, is called caspering.
Oh,
Yes. So this was in Psychology Today. What is caspering? I was like, I don't know. What is this?
never
Because
heard
they were
of
talking
this.
about different types of ghosting. So it's friendly ghosting, named
Mm.
after the friendly
Casper, the
ghost,
friendly ghost.
Casper. The simple form of ending contact is not ghosting per se, but rather a firm, direct statement that conveys you will not be seeing the person again. It
Mm.
can be short and sweet. Thank you for taking the time to meet. I hope everything works out for you. Take care.
Right.
Doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't have to feel so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the approach I've taken whenever I've gone on a date or something and been like, this is not for me. I'm just like, it was really lovely to meet you. Best of luck.
Right.
And
Right.
that's all you have to say, and it's understood.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think, I think it's easy for me to say that now.
Mm-hmm.
But 5 years ago, even,
Mm.
I probably wouldn't have been so graceful,
Right. Right. Huh. Okay. Well, should we?
Get into some songs?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you proposed this. Did you have
Mhm.
songs in mind?
I did, because I have the Casey Musgraves concert tomorrow night.
Oh,
And I was
right.
listening to her music, and she has a song called I Believe in Ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
And so some of the lyrics are like, I had to call you to see what was all true, because you didn't even have the balls to tell me goodbye and look me in the eye.
Mm.
And I was like, I heard that and I was like, oh, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that this song was about that kind of ghosting.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was another reason why I was like, oh, maybe there's an actual episode theme in here.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good song. And her whole, the lyrics of that song are very kind of like, they do represent like how you feel to just be tossed away
Mm-hmm.
after kind of an intense experience. The other one, of course, Taylor has a few, but The
Mhm.
Smallest Man Who Ever Lived,
Yeah.
you know that one,
Yeah.
right? Of course. Was any of it true? I love how slow that song is.
Mm-hmm.
Gazing at me starry-eyed
In your Jehovah's Witness suit.
Who the fuck was that guy? And then she talks about you tried to buy some pills from a friend of friends of mine. They just ghosted you.
Mhm.
Now you know what it feels like.
Mhm.
So that was one of her songs about ghosting. So that was another great, you know, just back at you. Like now you know what it feels like.
Yeah.
And then there's some other ones, but did you have any songs that you came up with? I want to see if
Well,
any of them.
with you on Taylor,
Uh-huh.
there was The Moment I Knew.
Oh,
That was a vault track.
okay. What are the lyrics?
Do you know that song?
Sing a bit for me.
Okay.
I think I do know it, but I can't find the melody in my brain.
It's it's quite it's very melodramatic. It's very Taylor Swift.
Oh, I love the melodrama.
So the first verse starts with, "You should have been there. You should have burst through the door with that,
Yes.
baby, I'm right here smiling. It would have felt like a million little shining stars would just collide, and it would have been so happy."
Yeah.
And then the chorus is, "And it was like slow motion, standing there in my party dress in red lipstick with no one to impress. And they're all laughing as I'm looking around the room. But there was one thing missing, and that was the moment I knew." And later on in the song, it all comes together when she says, "You called me later and said, I'm sorry I didn't make it. And I said, I'm sorry too. And that was the moment I knew." So in this song, she does reference that he did call,
Eventually.
but he basically said he was going to come to her birthday party.
Right.
He didn't show up. He didn't say he wasn't going to be there. He said in advance he was going to be there. So he ghosted her in that party.
How dare he? Was that about Jake Gyllenhaal?
I think so.
Because that is referenced in All Too Well.
Yes, there are many references in of this particular period in various songs.
Right. And in All Too Well, she also mentioned something about you called me up again just to break me like a promise.
Yes.
So coming back 3 months later, thinking like everything's fine.
Yeah.
Which has happened to me. Like that's the other infuriating thing about ghosting is when they think they can just reappear and act like nothing happened.
You hear that, Scribe? You hear that? If you're listening?
Whatever. But some guys will just never learn. Some people, I shouldn't just say guys. But that is even more infuriating, I think, than the actual ghosting part, is just to come back and be like, nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
It's all fine.
There's a part of me that thinks that the forgiving part of me thinks, okay, well, humans are complex.
Yes.
And the road to happiness is paved with
good intentions.
Good intentions, and not always good intentions. Also, broken glass and dog shit and other things that get in the way. So, how do we also acknowledge that life is complicated and it's not always a straight, clean, linear route to our happiness?
I have to write that quote down. The road to happiness paved with broken glass and dog shit. I actually think that's quite brilliant. You're right about that. Humans are complex, and sometimes it's like you want to avoid hearing that you're upsetting someone. So, maybe you don't want to send that text or make that phone call and just say, I just don't think I'm into this anymore, because then it might lead to heartbreak on the other side or whatever, or
feeling
anger.
bad for making someone feel bad.
Yeah, I get that. And so I always have grace when people do come back.
Always?
No, when people come back.
Okay.
And say, you know what, I'm really sorry about that. I shouldn't have behaved like that. And that's happened to me too. And not always with romantic relationships. I'm not even just talking about that. But that's happened. I've also done that. In terms of like if a friendship has kind of, well, with this friend that we've reconnected with, like, we have sort of made that those amends. But it's just the conflict avoidance is so huge
Oh,
and just
yeah.
growing, especially now with like growing up with online and social media and stuff. People
Yeah.
just don't know how to interact. They don't even know how to talk on the phone anymore.
No, no. Yeah, I
Voice
agree.
messages
Yeah.
will be traded back and forth
Hmm.
for hours, but getting on a 5-minute phone call to actually say, so where do we want to meet and what do we want to eat
Yeah. Yeah.
is unheard of these
Hmm.
days.
Hmm.
And I do that too now.
Yeah.
But it's a weird progression of humanity.
Right. So, with that being said,
Hmm.
that's where I feel like there's this idea of grace and this idea of it's not forgiveness, it's just appreciation that not everything is going to be a clean,
Yeah.
journey. And also, I feel like there's probably a lot of lack of self awareness
Mm-hmm.
on our own contributions to these
Right.
things
And lack of
because
accountability.
accountability, yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. The same thing. That's basically what I'm talking about.
I think they're two different things.
Oh, okay.
But you continue and then I'll tell you why I think they're two different things.
Okay. So where I was thinking was, using my example. So I had said, maybe I could have been more clear. Maybe I could have used different words or
Hmm.
different language. That's in part my attempt to try and understand, okay, well, what did I contribute to this scenario? It could be that it didn't matter. Like he may have felt this way regardless of what I was going
Hmm.
to say, felt like we were potentially going to be a couple or whatever.
Right.
Um, but sometimes I think people don't read the signs and,
Yeah.
him leaving a angry message to me, sure, you have every right to be upset because I ghosted you,
Hmm.
but also have you taken any time to think, well, maybe there's a reason why I did that. It's
Right.
not just because I'm a dick. It's
Right.
because you kind of cornered me and I took the easy route,
Hmm.
you know?
That to me is the what did you call it? Lack of self
Awareness.
awareness. Yeah, like that obliviousness
Hmm.
to your own behaviors. That's one thing. Like some people are just completely oblivious to how they come across in the world and what
Hmm.
they're putting out in the world. But I think the accountability is when you know you're being a dick, but you just choose to avoid it,
Mm,
avoid acknowledging it.
mm.
So I think they're kind of different
Yeah,
because
yeah, that could work. Yeah.
you can be oblivious, and God knows I see people like that all the time. It's just like, how can
Hey,
you?
I'm like that sometimes.
I think we're all like that sometimes, but not in such what's the word? Like not in such a not a negative. Negative is not the right word, but in like a I don't even know how to describe it, but in like in a way that really affects other people.
Mm,
Sometimes you're just oblivious, like you're walking across the street and you got your headphones on, you're oblivious that somebody's trying to pass you with their dog or something.
mhm, mhm.
That's not like being kind of intentionally.
Confrontational or
Yeah, you're
like,
not trying to block that person from walking.
yeah,
But the person who sees that somebody's trying to pass them and is still not moving out of the way,
right, yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
That's
okay,
like
yeah.
the accountability aspect. You know you're being a dick,
Mhm.
but you just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
those are my two different ways of that.
Well, when you did propose this, the song that came to mind immediately, and when I did my extensive research, this
Uh-huh.
didn't even come up as one of the
Okay.
songs. So I could be wrong, but the lyrics in this song totally made me think of it. Every little thing that you say or do, I'm hung up. I'm hung
Hung
up
up
on
on you.
you.
Yeah.
Waiting for your call every
Oh,
night
right.
and day. I'm fed up.
Right.
I'm tired of waiting on
Who
you.
sings that? Is that Kylie?
Madonna.
No, Madonna. Oh, frick, right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. There are a lot of songs that did not come up in my Google search. So I'm not sure if this is just not a topic that has really been thought about online, but the songs that I looked up from Taylor, like that didn't come up. I believe in
only,
go because I
only
specifically
Taylor.
I did. I was like, I know that there are probably half a dozen
Oh,
songs at
of
least.
course. She's
So
been.
she writes about that all the
She writes
time.
about that all the time.
So I looked up songs about ghosting by Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And so a few songs came up, but I was like, but not all too well, but not this song, but not
Mm,
such and such. And not even the one that you mentioned.
yeah. Well, I also tried to figure out if there were songs that were from the perspective of the person who did the ghosting.
Oh, that would be interesting.
And it was not easy to find that because
Yeah.
like when I did the Google around songs about ghosting,
Right.
it just kept putting me into the category of the victim,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
But one song that did come up that is kind of like that
Okay.
is the one by Gote, the one
Yes.
hit wonder.
Yeah.
Gotye, Gote,
Gautier. I don't know how you go.
got ya.
Right. That came up
Yeah.
too. Somebody that you used to know. That
Yeah,
one. Mhm.
somebody that I used to know.
Mm.
What is it?
It's but you didn't
Have
have
to
to
cut
cut
me
me
off.
off. Make out like I don't know how to. Their cadence is crazy.
Make out like it never happened and that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and it feels so rough.
Yes.
But you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I don't even need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Right.
So it's that has like a bit of a flip flop where there's the person who ghosted that then got ghosted is kind of my take on.
Another one that's similar to that is "Hello" by Adele.
Yes, yeah, that
Because
was
she
another.
talks
Yeah,
about like I tried calling so many times, but you never seem to be home. To say
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
something
yeah,
like that, but you never seem to be home. Pick up the phone. And so that kind of implies that probably they're seeing your number and they're not
yeah,
bothering to answer,
yeah.
right? Because why would you want to hear from
Somebody
somebody
who
who
ghosted you.
exactly? There was a song by Katy Perry that I'm not familiar with
Ghost, yeah.
called "Ghost." That
Mhm.
do you know who that was about?
Was it Russell Brand?
No, I didn't even know she dated this guy. Wonder if her and Taylor have talked about him. John Mayer, apparently.
Oh, yes, yes, right.
And now you're just a ghost. When I look back, never would have known that you could be so cold, like a stranger, vanish like a vapor.
He's kind of ghosted everyone.
Apparently so.
Where? No, I mean like in life. What is he doing now, John
Oh,
Mayer?
he's I did read something about him recently.
Because I haven't heard from him. Like I haven't heard from him. He stopped calling me. He ghosted me. No, I haven't heard anything about him in
You're
years.
right, because I was thinking about that recently, and then something came across my feed. He does have a Sirius XM radio channel
Oh,
where he curates music and hosts like shows. One of them is the Grateful Dead listening party. Because I think I think he performed with the Grateful Dead for a while.
okay. Mhm.
But there was something else like he's doing a charity or something.
Oh.
And apparently now he returns to the radio. Oh, this just showed up for the first time in a decade and a half. What's this? Phone Keys Wallet is a new song by John Mayer. We're going to have to
Huh.
look that up after. I did not know he
Will
had a
we?
new song.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't
not.
know about that guy.
Maybe not. You know what? I have to say, I saw him in concert twice.
I know.
Some of the best concerts I've ever seen.
Yes, I know. We've talked about that.
I know. But for people
I
who
was
haven't
not
listened to
there
all
for one of
92
them.
episodes, Mike,
I was not there for one of them.
you were not there for either of them.
I was there for one. We established this. I did see him once with you
Where?
at the Molson Amphitheater.
No. What we established was that you did not see him once with me at the amphitheater.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you took me to see him. Mhm.
I was with my ex at that concert.
Okay, we're not getting into it.
Oh my God. We solved this and then your brain has erased that whole memory.
No. Okay, the last song that I have
Tell me.
is by Troye Sivan, and it's called The Quiet,
Okay.
and it's from his Blue Neighborhood album. Have you ever listened to that album?
I have not. I can't say I've listened to much of his music at all.
It's a really, really good album.
Okay.
I highly recommend listening to that. It was the album that got me totally into Troye Sivan. He has a new song out and a new video with Nicole Kidman,
Yes.
and he's in drag or something
I,
like that.
I
didn't
saw
see it.
clips of that. She looks amazing in that.
So this song starts with first verse, growing distance, free from explanation. We were getting deep in this mess. Take care of contemplation. I'd rather be spitting blood than have this silence fuck me up. This separation, time and space between us for some revelation. You didn't care to discuss. I'd rather be black and blue than accept that you withdrew. And then it goes on. But totally starts off with acknowledging that
he's
this
been
person
ghosted.
has totally ghosted him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a weird feeling. And the fact that there are so many articles, Psychology Today, Oprah Daily, like talking about it, it is definitely something that is very commonplace.
But are all these articles from the perspective of why it's wrong,
Nope.
or
Which I
it's
found
more of explanation about the human behavior?
the second.
Yeah.
On Oprah Daily, there is an article, and it kind of outlines when it's acceptable to ghost and when it's not acceptable to
Oh,
ghost.
really?
So the not acceptable are, I think, pretty obvious. Like if you've developed a significant connection with somebody, or if somebody reaches out and says, like, hey, just checking in, like you should just respond and say, I just not feeling it.
Yeah.
And then there were other situations like ghosting your book club or your religious group, or, because they talked about that too, which was, I had never thought about that.
Right.
Like maybe you're part of a community group or a social club, and you're like, I just am not interested in this activity anymore. I don't like these people. I'd never thought of withdrawing from that as ghosting, but it is a type of ghost. However, they said go ahead and ghost for doctors, plumbers, massage therapists, etc. That's totally fine for someone with whom you have an average or business relationship. A newish babysitter, when you feel unsafe or uncomfortable on a date. Otherwise, use the 3-date rule of thumb. If you went out on a couple of times with little or no connection, ghosting is acceptable, but after 3 dates, it's kind of civilized behavior to say not interested. And then mutual ghosting is A-okay.
Okay.
So I
Well,
think
there you
we've
go.
all been guilty of some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any other songs on this incredibly uplifting theme?
I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily uplifting or not. It's just, it is something that we all have to deal with in so many aspects of life.
Yeah.
And that was what was interesting to me. Was at first I was just thinking about it in the romantic sense. But then when people started talking about, interviewing, like, and going through so much effort in that interview process with a big company or corporation, and to have them not even acknowledge.
That seems like some sort of error.
Well, I'll tell you that I learned something last night. She said that apparently big company, or I don't know if it's big companies or just in terms of that interview process, there is a 45-day rule where within 45 days you have to tell the candidate whether or not they were accepted or not. Are you aware of this?
Yeah, that's like Canadian employment law or something,
Right.
Or employment standards or
So
something.
I was like, well, it's definitely been over 45 days. What happens? She goes, I actually don't know. I have to look into that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting that there are some sort of penalties involved. So I hope she gets something.
Well,
out of
just
that in terms of
just a message.
just a message.
Even if it's to acknowledge that they dropped the ball.
Yeah, that's all that is required, right? So that's
There you
the
go.
end of our chat on this fabulous topic on a very cloudy Sunday
Yeah.
morning.
So then, what's next then? Around how has this recent ghosting experience has it had any effect on your thoughts around?
Dating?
Yeah.
In some ways, like I feel like that was a really great dose. It's like, when you need to go and get a vitamin B dose or an iron dose, it's like, now I feel good. I'm fine. I wasn't even looking for it in the first place. And, I was a little bit like bummed or just like, what the fuck? For about a week after, like, is he actually just going to not ever respond again? But after that, I was like, okay, well, I have no control over his behavior.
Yeah.
And it's not really going to impact my enjoyment of my summer or how I feel about myself. So I'm not interested in dating. Like I wasn't interested in dating when I met him. I have so many other things going on. So I'm just like, I'm really, it was fine. It was great. It was a nice injection of fun and good times and laughter and a couple of good lays, and that's fine.
it.
That's it.
I wonder if ghosting is ghosting if you don't care if they ghosted you.
Well, but I think they did still ghost you. I think the impact it has on you is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where very different between me and my friend who, as I said, like was actually in a relationship with somebody where they were talking about going on vacations and this and that. That is like.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, that's different.
All right.
That hits different.
Well,
to
little
use
listeners,
another Taylor song. Sorry, there's just so many.
yeah.
For every single
Little
one.
listeners, why don't you tell us about your ghosting experiences?
Whether you were the ghosted or the
Or the ghostie. Or the ghost.
Or the ghost.
Ghost. Or the
Yeah.
ghoster. Yeah.
That's
And
right.
how can you do that? You can slide into our DMs on Instagram. That's The Little Podcast. Or email us at lifeisinthelyrics@gmail.com.
Yes, and if you have difficulty sliding in, well, don't worry, because Casey Musgraves has developed a lubrication for females that kind I went along with her song Dry Spell. So just to give you guys a little bit of help.
Really?
Yes, and
Oh,
I think
Jesus.
it's hilarious.
I wonder if she'll be throwing those out to the audience
Oh my
tomorrow when
God,
she
she
sings.
might. Like little samples. What
Yeah.
great product placement that would be.
Yeah.
And promotion. Amazing.
All
Have
right.
a great week, little listeners. We will be back.
See you next week.